Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Dr. Brickenstein here, aka Ken Turner. So in today's build video, we're going to be making 3 sets. The first one is the Monster Fighter's Vampyre Hearse. The second one is Vampyre's Ghost Train. And then we have this smaller set with the Lord Vampyre and a coffin. Now the smaller set is all sealed. I bought these other 2 used on Bricklink. I'll go through all the artwork on the ones in the boxes, and then we'll do the builds. And at the end, I'll review each one. So let's get monster fighting. So here is the front of the box for the Monster Fighter's Vampyre Hearse. So this is set number 9464, has 314 pieces. You can see some of the elements are going to be glowing in the dark, like Lord Vampyre's head. And you can see some of the minifigures here. So there's Lord Vampyre, there's a zombie. And you can see at the front of the hearse is one of those moonstones. There's some bones on the hood of the car. And looks like Lord Vampyre can come out of this secret compartment. So here is the top of the box, showcasing those minifigures and the actual size of Lord Vampyre. So here is the back of the box. You can see some of the artwork showcasing Lord Vampyre with that bat moonstone. It looks like you can launch Lord Vampyre from the hearse. There's a coffin in the back. There's that glow-in-the-dark elements. There's a graphic on top of the hearse and Lord Vampyre's head. And there's some more artwork from the Monster Fighter's theme. So here's that smaller set. So you can see Lord Vampyre. There's a coffin with a lock and chain. There is a red spider and this sort of decorative element that goes all the way around the base of the set. Now this set I think was released in 2014. There's the top of the box with the actual size of Lord Vampyre. And on the back of the box you can see Lord Vampyre coming out of the coffin. So that was the build for these 3 sets. I'll go through each one. I'll start with the smaller one and then work our way up to the Ghost Train. Now 2 of these sets did come with instructions. The Vampyre Hearse instructions is pretty simple, pretty standard. But the one thing of note with the instructions for the smaller set is that they actually fold out like this. And you can see all the step-by-step instructions on the front and on the back as well. So those are the instructions. So we'll start with the small Lord Vampyre and coffin set. So you can see the coffin there with the lock and chain, this decorative pumpkin bat spiderweb motif banner is stuck on with these sticky tacks. Now this base isn't made of Lego, but it's a Lego branded base. You also strip off a piece of sticky tack and put in this 4x, let's see, what is that, 4x8 plate in gray, or sticks in the middle there. And then we have Lord Vampyre, this red spider, and you can actually fit in Lord Vampyre in the coffin. So if I were to take off the front there, and then you can just fit him in like that and close him up. But it's a nice little display case or display scene that will probably look really nice on my shelf next to some other Monster Fighter sets. Here's the back side. This is just a mirror image of the front. And again, this set was from 2014, so I think if they remade this little set, this base would probably be all brick built, and maybe even this banner, they would find a way to make that brick built and have actual pumpkins as well. So maybe that becomes a little future mock that I make for this little set. So let's move on to the Vampyre Hearse. So this hearse was released in June 2012. It includes 3 minifigures. So there's Lord Vampyre, the zombie driver for the hearse, and Dr. Rodney Rathbone. So this set comes with the hearse and the motorcycle. So let's talk about Rodney Rathbone. Just take him off this motorcycle for a second. Now it's the standard one we've seen in a few sets already. He comes with this fencing rapier, dynamite stick that you can find on the back of his motorcycle. And there's also a revolver right here, which I'll put in his hand, so you can see right there. And his dark red motorcycle. There's a transparent yellow 1x1 for the headlight. There are these megaphones on either side. And they also have these flames coming out of them on both sides as well. These transparent flame pieces. And these are to help boost his speed. So we'll put him back in, and then he's ready for action. Let's grab the Hearse. So you can see the Hearse uses two different sizes of wheels. The big ones on the back and the smaller ones on the front. So you get a little tilt. You can see on the front of the Hearse is the Vampyre Moonstone. There's some translucent red pieces for the headlights, these claw pieces for the teeth to make it look like a vampire itself. So the driver's area, which is right here, take off this little top, and you can see the zombie driver. Let's go through him a little bit. So he has some torso and leg printing. He has these brown gloves, and you can see his face right there. Comes with a little hat. And just the one face and some back printing as well. Put his hat back on, get him back in the Hearse. But you can see there's room for one more person in the front. So at the back of the Hearse is where the coffin is, and that's where Lord Vampyre is currently. Now there is a built-in coffin launching feature for this Hearse, and it's triggered by this one little claw piece. If you push forward, he will pop out of the Hearse from the coffin. So you can see it right there. Just pushing forward makes the top open up, and the coffin right here launches Lord Vampyre, which is right there. You can put him in like that, and we'll do it one more time. So this is Lord Vampyre's main vehicle, and it's driven around the monster realm as Lord Vampyre checks the lands for moonstones, which is part of the Monster Fighters story. You can see these little lamps on either side, the exhausts as well on either side, these little drapery pieces made out of these maroon teeth pieces. And again, there's these claw pieces acting as vampire teeth, and these translucent pieces for the backlights. And you can see the engine here with these bones clipped on, and then the engine itself right there. On top is this sticker piece that glows in the dark, and Lord Vampyre's head will also glow in the dark, and we'll try that out a little later. But the built-in launching coffin feature is used to pounce on his enemies, like Rodney Rothbone. One thing of note for this set is Lord Vampyre does not come with a cape. Also, the zombie driver is just called Zombie on the box. But I really like the shaping for this Vampyre Hearse. Really keeps in line with all the other Monster Fighter sets. But that's it for this Vampyre Hearse set. So now let's go over the Ghost Train. So this Ghost Train set was released in 2012. It consists of 5 minifigures. So there's 2 vehicles, the Ghost Train and the airplane. So let's go over some of the minifigures. So this is Frank Rock. You can see his leg printing, the belt and knee pads, and this vest and shirt torso printing. And you can see his face there with the stubble, and you can see the red marks on his face from fighting monsters. He has this really nice black hairpiece. He has 2 faces, one with this smirk and glasses, and he also has some back printing. So there is Frank Rock. So here is Anne Lee. She has a little bow and arrow weapon. Take that off for a second. And you can see the leg printing and torso printing. One thing of note is that she has a clove of garlic, and she has a little scar on her face as well. We take off her hair and turn her around. You can see she has a more serious face and some more back printing. And she has this light brown hairpiece. And that is Anne Lee. So let's go over the airplane. So the color scheme of this airplane is dark red and gray. In most of the pictures, you'll see Frank Rock piloting this plane. And you'll see Anne Lee most of the time attached to this chain right here at the bottom of the plane. There is this black propeller that spins. This really nice build for the engine of the plane. At the back of the plane near the tail is this barrel, and behind them are these two flexible lime green cords. Now on each wing there are two flick firing missiles. Now the plane also has two wheels and a little cockpit right there with the windshield. And let's test out these missiles. Pretty good. I think those could have used those standard stud shooters, but they're pretty effective nonetheless. And they just clip in like that. And then let's put Frank Rock in the pilot seat. And there you see him right there. Pretty nice little biplane. Has a lot of stuff going on the outside of it, that's for sure. So let's put the plane down and check out the ghost train. So this ghost train features many glow-in-the-dark elements, and there's 3 glow-in-the-dark ghosts. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Now this face element on this dish piece glows in the dark. Now a lot of these horn pieces you can be seen throughout the build of the train. Makes it look nice and sharp. There's a translucent large green flame that glows in the dark. Now if we go past the front of the train, you'll see this ghost moonstone with this ghost printed on it. Now above the boiler, near the engine's cabin, sits a bell simply made by this golden 2x2 dome. Now the cabin is able to fit 1 minifigure. Inside the cabin you'll see this red lever with a black control stick. And if we open up the fireplace, and you can see the fire represented by these translucent orange pieces, one of them being the flame piece. And you can close it right back up. So let's move on to the 3 carriages that come with the ghost train. So the first and third carriages are exactly the same, so I'll just go over one of them. There is this bone handle piece for the ghost. On each side are these black wings, and as you roll the train, these wings will flap up and down. Again, they have these horn pieces throughout this little carriage, and it stays consistent with the style of the main engine of the ghost train. Now there is a prison carriage, and it's quite spacious for 1 minifigure to be inside. Now the prison cages are made of bone pieces, and on top of the carriage you'll see the bone teeth pieces sticking out, and that gives it a more sinister look. And it has the same wheels as the other carriages, but these doors for the cages will open, and you can fit the minifigure right there on these studs. So let's say if we wanted to put in Ann Lee, and then you can close it up, and that's where they keep their hostages. So all these carriages can connect together with these Technic pieces. So there's ball and socket joints, just like that. And then I'll turn this guy around so you can see this way. And then the back of the carriage will also connect to this prison. And then the main train engine connect just like that to the rest of the carriages. So the background for this set is that Frank Rock and Ann Lee are attempting to get the ghost moonstone from the haunted ghost train before Lord Vampyre does. And one of the fighters gets imprisoned by the ghosts, and the other one must pursue them in the ghost vacuum biplane. And that's where these vacuums come in to vacuum up all the ghosts and rescue the hostage. But let me show you how these wings flap on these first and third carriages. So there's the flapping. It's a pretty cool little feature. Reminds me of the time twisters a little bit. So now let's turn off the lights and see which of these pieces will glow in the dark. So here you can see the front of the train has that glow in the dark face. There's little glow in the dark bars around the train. Here you can see the ghost will glow in the dark. All of these little cone pieces as well will glow in the dark. And there's the back carriage with the ghost as well. There's the sticker element on top of the Vampyre Hearse that glows in the dark. A nice little sticker graphic design. But that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know which of the 3 sets was your favorite down in the comments. Which one had the best features, or which feature did you like from each one? Stay tuned for more build videos coming up. Be sure to like and subscribe, hit that bell to get all the notifications on all these new videos that will be coming out soon. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.